In this video, we're going to learn how to use index rules when we have fractional indices. We already learned about different index rules. They are product rule, quotient rule, zero index rule, negative index rule, the power of a power rule. All these rules can be used even if there is a fractional index. Let's begin with a question. Write root x to the power 5 as a simple power having single index. Okay, so the first thing we should do is to get rid of the square root. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, we know that root a is nothing but a to the power 1 on 2. Okay, so cube root of a is a to the power 1 on 3. So every root can be written in terms of a fractional index. So you should know which root we are going to take. So the fourth root of a is a to the power 1 on 4, or in general, we can say nth root of a is a to the power 1 on n. So we can use this to simplify root x to the power 5. Okay, so root x to the power 5 can then be written as x to the power 5 to the power 1 on 2, because we are taking the square root of x to the power 5. In place of a, we have x to the power 5. Okay, so next we need to apply one of the index rules. So this is of the form power of a power. Okay, so we can apply that power of a power rule. A to the power m to the power n equals a to the power m times n. So you just need to multiply the powers together. So using that one, this can be written as x to the power 5 times 1 on 2. Or this is simply x to the power 5 on 2, which is the answer as a simple power having a single index. Okay, now let's do one more question. Write the fourth root of x cube as a simple power having a single index. Okay, so we already know that the nth root of a is a to the power 1 on n. So we have here the fourth root of x cube. So this can then be written as x to the power 3 whole to the power 1 on 4, because we are taking the fourth root of x cube. We have x cube in place of a, so that's how we write it. Okay, now we need to apply the power of the power rule. A to the power m to the power n is a to the power m times n. So that's the one we're going to use in here. So that's x to the power 3 times 1 on 4. So multiply the numerators together. 3 times 1 is 3, and then in denominator. Okay, so the answer is x to the power 3 on 4. Okay, let's do one more example. Simplify this whole expression. Root p on p to the power 3 times p to the power minus half. Okay, so the first thing, we should write root p in terms of fractional index. So that's nothing but p to the power half, and that divided by p to the power 3 times p to the power minus half. So the kind of operation I'm going to do right now is to simplify the denominator. So do this operation, p to the power 3 times p to the power minus half, and make as a single term. Okay, so this can be simplified using the multiplication, the product rule. A to the power m times a to the power n equals a to the power m plus n. Using that one, we can write the denominator as p to the power 3 plus minus 2. Okay, so how can we add 3 and minus half together? So I'll do it separately in here. 3 plus minus half is nothing but 3 minus half. And to add them or to subtract them, 3 minus half, you need to make the denominator same. So what I'm going to do is multiply 3 by 2 and divide by 2, to make the common denominator. So it's a 3 times 2 divided by 2, doesn't change anything, and minus half. And that's 6 on 2 minus half. So now both have the same denominators, so we can subtract now the numerators. 6 minus 1 is 5, and keep the denominator same. So that's how we perform the subtraction. If you're not familiar with this one, I'll strongly encourage you to learn this one. So this is one of the basic operations that you should definitely know. And yeah, so stay on top of that one. Okay, so this is nothing but p to the power 5 on 2. So once we did that, now we have an expression which is in the form of 8 to the power m on 8 to the power n, which is a quotient, and you can apply the quotient rule, which is 8 to the power m on 8 to the power n equals 8 to the power m minus n. So this is nothing but p to the power half minus 5 on 2. Okay, half and 5 on 2 can be subtracted simply because they both have the same denominator, so we can subtract the numerators. So it's a p1 minus 5 is minus 4 and divided by 2, keep the denominator same all the time, and minus 4 on 2 is minus half. Okay, so it's p to the power minus half, or if you want a positive index, you can write it as 1 on p to the power 2. So that's perfectly fine to write that way as well. So the answer for this is p to the power minus half or 1 on p to the power 2. Okay. I hope these are making sense to you. So do as many examples as you can to master these topics.